Lotte, you mentioned that Europe does not pass a credibility test in terms of values in their foreign policy. Can you please elaborate on that?
Well, what I meant to say was really that Europe is shooting way below its weight in terms of being an effective advocate worldwide on behalf of human rights, on behalf of democracy and respect for international standards. And the reason for that is, if we go through the credibility test, is, as you said, that the EU doesn't really pass the test. It is vital for Europe, in order to be such an effective advocate all over the world, to also get the balance right in dealing with the three big ones in the world, namely China, Russia, and the United States. It's important for Europe to recognize that on the one hand it has an important agenda with these countries, solving world problems, addressing multifold of issues worldwide. But at the same time, Europe has to have an honest, also very public agenda concerning the human rights violations perpetrated by those three countries. And Europe is failing on doing exactly that. And for that reason, if Europe can't even talk about torture committed by its main ally, United States, it becomes difficult for Europe to talk about torture and to be an effective advocate on behalf of abolishing torture anywhere in the world.
Could you maybe give us some details on what foreign policy changes you'd like to see the EU enact in the future to help remedy this problem?
Well, we want to see EU, first of all, to be a much more, you could say, upfront, honest advocate and honest speaker on behalf of people's rights when they are violated, no matter who is doing it. And that means courage to speak out, courage to shame governments, number one. Number two, Europe needs to identify very precisely what is it that those abusive governments are really interested in. And they need to use that in order to affect change and putting pressure where pressure is meaningful. Most governments are extremely interested in being invited to fancy summits, wine and dine with the big guys. Most governments are interested in getting financial assistance directly to them. Most governments are interested, or government leaders are interested in staying out of jail. And if not at home, then in international jail. Well, these are the kind of mechanisms that Europe can actually invoke and make clear, both as a deterrent but also as a measure when wrong has been committed, in raising the bar for abuse, raising the price for abuse where it matters and affect change.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
All right, you're welcome.